crazy cane-waving Al Green wants to impeach President Donald Trump.
I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun. I rise to announce that I will bring articles of impeachment against the president for dastardly deeds proposed and dastardly deeds done.
For dastardly deeds proposed and dastardly deeds done. That's what are you impeaching the president for? Treason? What are you impeaching him for? There's a collusion, coercion. What was it? Corruption? No. Dastardly deeds. Dastardly deeds done. Is that what he said?
Dastardly deeds done.
Isn't that an AC/DC song? Isn't that dastardly deeds done? Oh, it's dirty deeds. That's dirty deeds. That's Al Green's version. Dastardly deeds done dirt cheap. Dastardly deeds done dirt cheap.
Dastardly deeds done
dirt cheap. that's going to be the new song.
Dastardly deeds done
dirt cheap. I love it. I love it. As soon as I can clear it. I can't play the actual song because of copyright violation, but come on. President Donald Trump being impeached by Al Green of the Democrat Party, not for treason, not for high crimes and misdemeanors, not for collusion, corruption, quid pro quo, not for starting an insurrection at the Capitol building. No, none of those worked. So this time we're going to impeach him for dastardly deeds done dirt cheap.
Dastardly deeds done
dirt cheap. They're losing their minds. This is Representative McIver saying they're going to shut down the city of, I think it's Newark.
We will not take this. We will fight back.
Fight back. Fight back.
And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and damn it, shut down the city. We are at war. Anytime a person can pay $250 million into a campaign and they be given full access to the Department of Treasury of the United States of America, we are at war.
Okay, I have a question. Look, Maxine Waters is there too. I have a question. How does Maxine Waters travel around this much? Again, she's 84. Maxine Waters was in Newark, New Jersey with, LaMonica is her name. LaMonica McIver. Representative LaMonica McIver from New Jersey's 10th District. Maxine Waters was standing right there with her when she's screaming, we're at war. We're going to shut down the city. That's what they want to do. They're not about going back to the ballot box. They're not about regrouping. They're not about finding an agenda that's actually going to be palatable to the most voters out there. They're not about going out there and saying, hey, you know what? Our ideas suck. Donald Trump's ideas are great. Maybe if we had great ideas, we'd get votes too. They don't do that. They go, all right, Donald Trump won the election. We lost. Let's burn this place to the ground. Let's shut it down. Let's scream and yell and go through the streets and yell obscenities that Mark Kaye has to bleep out before he can play them on his show because he doesn't want obscenities on his show because it's a family program. And let's just shut it. We're going to shut down the city.
Shut down the city.
Yeah. That scared me. That was louder than I remembered it. That was loud. I gotta adjust my volume for her because she is one very audible person.
Shut down the city.
Yeah, but there's Maxine Waters sitting right next to her again. And she's mad about what they're mad about is Donald Trump, number one, because they hate the guy. But they're also mad about Elon Musk. They're mad that Elon Musk is coming in and doing exactly what Donald Trump said Elon Musk would do. They're mad that Elon Musk is coming in and doing exactly what Donald Trump promised Elon Musk would do during the campaign. DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, Donald Trump said would be created to do exactly what it's doing, and that is slash trillions of dollars of waste. Trillions of dollars of waste from the budget. And guess what? They're doing it, and now the Democrats are so mad. I can't believe it. I can't believe that DOGE is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, and as a result, we're going to shut down the city.
Shut down the city!
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. That's very... sorry. Anyway, but one of the things that they're most angry about is the USAID thing, because Elon Musk came in and basically just... I mean, it hasn't officially been shut down yet, but it's close. And we're finding out more and more why they're so angry about it. It's because they made so much money from the USAID off of the taxpayers. I saw somebody tweet out, and I forget who it was, and I wish I could remember because I would give them credit. The USAID was to the Democrats as olive oil import companies are to the mafia, right? It's like the USAID was to the Democrat Party as waste management was to Tony Soprano. It was the front. It was the front. Oh, let's create a beautiful sounding agency that sounds like it's going to be helpful. We'll call it USAID. And we'll talk about how it's the U.S. Agency for International Development. And we'll take taxpayer money and we'll develop all these international things that are going to be great for everybody, and the world will be a better place and Americans will be better for it. And then that's what we're going to do. You know what they did with the money that they took through the USAID? You know what they were funding? I mean, yes, they were funding the transgender comic book in Peru. Which, by the way, if anyone has a copy of that, I would love to see that. I don't know if I hear it all the time. I've heard Caroline Levitt talk about it. Ooh, that was a Freudian slip. I've heard Donald Trump talk about it. I've heard Byron Donalds talk about it. I've heard all these people talk about the Peruvian transgender comic. I haven't actually seen it yet. So if anyone has a copy, please let me know. But look at what they were funding. This is crazy. They were funding Politico, which is, or was, because I think they've shut their doors. Hold on. Let me pull up Politico for you if you're not familiar with it. Politico was one of the biggest. Here we go. This is Politico. This is one of the leftist leaning, I guess you would call it a blog, news organizations or agencies on the planet. And Politico, for a decade now, probably more, has been trying to destroy Donald Trump. Trump is turning out to be a very pro-China president, they write. Frankly, insane. Trump's plan to ship migrants to Guantanamo could quickly collapse. Why Washington is getting nervous about a shutdown. Trump's Gaza fantasy is a recipe for a forever war. GOP donors embrace Doge and appeal to Trump. All these things over and over again. You can see they hate Donald Trump. They love the Democrat Party. And the Politico magazine or website or whatever it was designed to just do damage to Donald Trump. And now we know that it wasn't just Politico, but it was the Democrat Party using money from, get this, the USAID to fund Politico. $8.2 million. $8.2 million. Fiscal year 2024 awarded from 237 different transactions. This is usaspending.gov. This is a recipient portfolio to Politico, also known by two other names. It has the business address. It has everything right there. And it shows how much money was funneled from the United States, from the USAID to Politico. This is Kyle Becker reporting. He went in there and he said, look at this. This is what Doge is finding out. This is what the Democrats don't want you to know about. This is why Elon Musk is now public enemy number one. Public enemy number one, because he's taken away their money. He's taken away their money. Politico is not going to make payroll this week. Why? Because they're not getting any more money from the government. Politico is not going to have operating expenses. Why? They're not getting $8.2 million or $8.5 million or whatever it is from the federal, $8.1 million from the federal government anymore. That has been cut out of the budget. And they're furious. They're furious because A, they got caught, and B, they can no longer use taxpayer dollars to fund a propaganda machine that's used to basically rig an election for their candidate over another. I mean, think about that. Let's say that how many people voted for Donald Trump? 76 million? 77 million, I think it was near the end. So let's say 76 million Americans voted for Donald Trump. Of those 76 million Americans, I would say probably, 100% of them pay taxes. And of all that tax money that those 76 million Americans are paying, let's see, how much went to Politico? $8.1 million. So you voted for Donald Trump, but your tax dollars funded Politico, which tried to attack and stop Donald Trump dead in his tracks and bolster and help Biden and Kamala Harris beat Donald Trump in the primary and in the general election. Elon Musk says, no way, Jose, shuts it all down. And now they're angry. Half of them are angry because they lost their money. The other half are angry because they lost their political weapon. And that's why you're starting to see people getting together, screaming and yelling into microphones, chanting about taking over cities and not resting and all that other stuff that they're doing.
Shut down the city!
Yeah, shut down the city. We will win.
We will win. We will win.
Yeah, I don't think you're actually going to win, because the American people are happy with what's going on. The American people want Doge to do exactly what it's doing. They want Doge to save trillions of dollars out of the budget. They want Donald Trump to end endless wars. They want Donald Trump to secure the border. They want Donald Trump to stop the flow of fentanyl. They want Donald Trump to lower their taxes. They want Donald Trump to drill, baby, drill. They want Donald Trump to bolster our military. They want all of those things, and they're getting them. And the more that Donald Trump delivers on his promises and the faster he does it, the angrier the left becomes. Representative Stansberry, is her name Margaret? You know what? Every time I think of a Democrat now, I just think of, I don't really care, Margaret. So they've all gone from Karen to Margaret in my book. But Representative Stansberry, hang on, let me find I want to make sure that I get her name right. Melanie. I was close to Margaret. Melanie Stansberry. I believe she's from New Mexico. She was at a committee meeting and she's mad. She's furious mad. They want to investigate. They want to subpoena Elon Musk. They want to bring Elon Musk in front of the one of the House committees. I think it's the Appropriations Committee. And they want him to answer questions. The only problem is the Democrats aren't in the majority. They're in the minority. There's so few of them left. There's so much attrition that Democrats a lot of them have been like, you know what? Joe Biden sucks. Kamala Harris is crazy. I don't stand for any of this DE&I stuff. I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. So the Democrat Party doesn't have the power or the numbers or the propensity for doing stupid stuff that they used to. And so poor Melanie Stansberry is in committee and she's saying we need to subpoena Donald Trump. And James Comer's like, no, let's move on. And Melanie Stansberry goes all Chuck Schumer, what's her name? LaDonna McIver or whatever. She just goes crazy inside the committee meeting. Here's what happened.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's outrageous that this committee will not even entertain a motion.
No, you state your,
Chairman, that's not a point of order.
Somebody who's breaking the law and dismantling our federal agencies.
You're
data, and you will not even entertain a motion to bring this in front of the oversight committee.
As are in favor of tabling.
Yes, let's have order in this country.
Stansberry, you're out of order. You know you're out of order. You know the rules of this committee. There's been a motion.
Mr. Elon Musk is out of order and dismantling.
He's out of order.
God.
I call the question.
There's been a motion and second.
All right, now she should be removed from this committee, by the way. That's one of the things that the Speaker of the House should look into. The Speaker of the House, a guy by the name of Mike Johnson, should remove her from this committee. Because there's rules, there's regulations, there's order. Everybody else can follow the rules. Everyone else can follow the regulations. Everyone else can stay in order. But the Democrats can't. They've lost their minds. They're furious. They hated Donald Trump, and now they also hate Elon Musk. They had TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Now they have EDS, Elon derangement syndrome. And they can't handle two derangement syndromes at one time. So they're going to yell and scream in the street. They're going to go outside they're going to yell and scream outside the Capitol building.
We won't rest. We won't rest.
They're going to yell and scream in Newark, New Jersey, outside of whatever building they were standing outside of.
Shut down the city!
Yeah, and now they're going to yell and scream inside the Capitol building in their committee meetings, and that is not going to fly with the Republican Party, who still has control of this government.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's outrageous that this committee will not even entertain a motion.
No, you state your,
Chairman, that's not a point of order.
Somebody who's breaking the law and dismantling our federal agencies. Data, and you will not even entertain a motion to bring this in front of the oversight committee.
As are in favor of tabling.
Yes, let's have order in this country.
Stansberry, you're out of order. You know you're out of order. You know the rules of this committee.
Yeah, I love that, by the way. And that's what by the way, when I get to Congress, when I primary John Rutherford in 2026 and I get to Congress, I'm going to do exactly that. Not what she did, but here's the thing. You can tell what happens is because everyone knows they're being recorded and everyone knows that they're trying to go viral and that kind of thing. They know that these things are going to make it to television. They're all on C-SPAN anyway. So what happens is when they try to filibuster like that, all the Republicans start talking into their microphones at one time so that it drowns them out. It's like at the Trump rally. If you ever... Who's been to a Trump rally? Raise your hand if you've been to a Trump rally, unless, of course, you're driving, in which case, keep at least one hand on the wheel. But if you've ever been to a Trump rally, you may remember, and especially in the early days of Trump rallies, they would have this, you'd get in there and there'd be thousands of MAGA faithful. There'd be lots of America First Trump supporters. They'd be waving the American flag and taking selfies. It was great. Just such a fantastic environment. I'm going to miss them. I got to be honest with you. But the one thing they would say, they would have this recording. They would have this recording come over the loudspeaker in the arena or the airplane hangar or wherever you were, and the recording would say something like, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you encounter a protester, or if somebody begins protesting and screaming loudly near you, please do not harm them." Which means don't start pimp slapping them. Please do not harm them. Simply encircle them. Raise your signs in the air and start chanting USA, USA. So a lot of times when you were watching a Trump rally on television and you started seeing groups of people or clumps of people all over chanting USA, 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 yeah, it's because they love America, but also it's because some idiot left-wing lunatic socialist snuck in, started screaming something at Donald Trump, and these people, these MAGA faithful, just surrounded him, held up their signs so you couldn't see him, and started chanting USA, 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 and it drowned out the protester. And then the cops would also know where to come. Cops would come over and be like, "Oh, okay, it's over there. Let's go get this person," and escort them out. That's exactly what the Republicans are doing now in Congress, because the Democrats are acting the way these protesters did at the Trump rally, and you can hear it here.
Mr. Chairman, I think it's outrageous.
Order.
Somebody
You know,
who's breaking the law
agree. Point
and
of order.
dismantling our federal agents.
If you enjoyed even a second of this video, do you and me a favor. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and set those notifications, because we create content like this all the time, and we don't want you to miss a single minute. Hit like, subscribe, set those notifications right now.